Peace be upon you guys.
With you, Farouk.
Welcome to a new video.
And Al-Naharda will complete this series of response to the questions and inquiries that you follow here. As usual, we take a little questions, and we will get it in this video with each other.
Let us be creative with the first question, and who says what is the best dongle who dismantles FRP for modern devices? For Huawei devices and Huawei devices. Look, Pasha, there is nothing called the best dongle or the best tool in general, for example. All tools and dongalics that are in the market are currently supporting Huawei devices, according to their treatment, whether it is MediaTek, Qualcomm, Kirin, or Spreaded. But he focused with me in some tools, to be more distinctive than others in dealing with Huawei devices, such as Sigma Plus tools. Octo plus Huawei, in addition to the HCU, because the tools do support some professional operations, such as Huawei accounts, solving and repairing the ship damage problem.
After Huawei accounts, it also supports some professional RIB operations. I mean, if you are always in your Huawei devices, and they have the Huawei accounts and are not supported by the toolsy that you have. So you need a tool of the tools, and although the Sigma Blasi team said it was not new updates related to Huawei devices, but you will prefer a powerful tool in dealing with Huawei devices, even if you enter your devices, needing to change the direction. Or I want to transform it from a Chinese to global, so you need the HCU tool because it will help you very much in writing the information of the info. I mean, the summary is like what I told you, that most of the tools support Huawei and burners devices currently, but if you want to be distinguished in dealing with it, you need a tool from this tools and add them alongside the tools that you are working on, and I hope that I will be fascinated. And we go to the second question, which says what is the difference between box and dongle? Look, Pasha Al box is a box or cube, as you can see, and there are exits for different cables. Either it remained ordinary cables or an exit for the Edmore of GTAG, and for this most of the Bose, it has a collection of FBOS cables, and this is for the old BoxAD and the Ragil cables that are installed in the box exit. And the box is usually 2 for 2 cleaning in the first function, which is the completion of the delivery process with the mobile, and the second function. It is a deep access to memory, so that it can breathe some operations, the world of mobile, and this is for the box. In any USB exit, the most famous dongle function is to protect the software, which means that you can activate you and the dongle sergel with your life so that you allow you to use the program. I have the essential groups between the box and the dongle, good, for sure. A second question in your brain, which is the difference between the box and the bong and the actual work itself. I will tell you that there are no teams. I mean, if in any product he had a box and a dongle, with a costume, for example, the products. Thus, the dongle was a better option than the box, but the topic is currently developing more and remaining a better option than the two. It is the digital toll online, which works without box or dongle, like Ankle tool and DT, and not large from tolls. Even the teams that have sexes or tunnels remained, they have online activations, which are also valuable, so that the user has different ways, he can choose between them to activate. Whether it will buy the box or the dongle, or it will do the tool online, and whether it will work like that or so, then all the toolisai is currently remaining annual or monthly contributions. Consequently, the topic remains easier with the online tolls because most of the work is currently using the USB cable, and therefore you will not need the box or the dongle in need, but in other products it is necessary and inevitably tied to the box. Such as GTAG as an example, because the box outlet that the ISP is reached or reached by the programmers, meaning GTAG boxes are the only exception of this topic. This is until now because we do not know the future in it, and the world will develop how after that, and I hope that I will be your foot and go to the question that is after that, and who says what is the best TISH or box for Qualcomm processors. Boss, Pasha, as I said in answering the question of Huawei devices above, that there is no need for its name, the best dung, the best box, or the best tool that will occupy you in every need. But this does not refresh that in some distinctive tools is a little in dealing with Qualcomm processors in general, such as the Kaisi Fire, supported by the UMT team. It indicates that it is a strong and easy tool for use, and also its performance and its operations, Ceuta, and the option of quizzes if I want a strong tool for co-op processors in general, according to the varieties. But this is what does not refresh that it has some negatives from our point of view as users, and it is first that it does not support all the Qualcomm models with different protections, but it supports a large part of it. Second, which is that in some simple operations on the tool is not free, such as operations that are approved for Xiaomi devices, which you need to charge credit on the tool. Because you can carry out the process, but most of the operations are free on the tool and come after the tool's CM2 and NCK, and some of the second tools, and this is a brief answer to your question. Because the topic contains other details, you need longer time, and because the Tolosi updates are constantly descending and supporting new Qualcomm models, but most of them are 2 centers on the Samsung Qualcomm devices, different with the protection checks on them. Consequently, try to continue the tools updates constantly to be known to the new support, and I hope that I will help you and go to the question that is after that and who says what is the benefit of deciphering the code. Look, teacher, let's ask this question to the GBT chat and see the answer. Evening. Good evening, how can I help you today? I want to ask you a question. I prefer to ask what you want. What is the decoding of a mobile phone? FAQ mobile phone code means canceling the phone lock so that it can work with any mobile phone network, but the original network from which the phone comes from. For example, if a mobile phone is roamed from a specific company and was attached to one network, then it can be closed on the network. FAQ the blade allows you to use the mobile with any other network in many ways of the blade from it through codes or using specialized devices such as boxes or donation. And I hope that the answer of Chat Betty will benefit you and go to the question that is after that, and who says if it allows tools that show the style or the passwords of the devices in general, it is possible. Boss, teacher, in tools dedicated to this topic, the most famous of them is the Israeli Yafef tool and an Oxygen tool, and the MD Nixat tool, all of which are for the analysis of criminal evidence for mobile phones. Each tool of them will find it distinctive from the second tool in some support, for example, a little distinctive Oxygen tool with Android MediaTek. And the tool is a little distinctive with Samsung devices and models. Thus, we used to make a full video about the Yafed tool, but unfortunately YouTube deleted it. Of course, you know why, but all the Talasai will have explanations on YouTube, and you will also find her for releases, and this is in the event that you do not want to buy the paid version of it. As if in paid copies you can buy and do it, and we are currently 2 positions in the programs in general, but I do not know the topic. And new details or information will appear and I hope to be her, and we go to the question that is after that and who says what do you mean by ratification operations? Oh Pasha, and if you allow me to focus with me, you will understand the topic. In order to be able to communicate with the mobile at a low software level, and therefore you can implement some important operations on it by placing Piram. Formate in multiple operations, hoping operations, various protection operations, and authentication operations, you will find them with Android MediaTek Sikibot. And who has the protections of SLA and DA, who will not be able to communicate with them at a low level without security permission from the company. Or you go beyond the authentication process from the ground up. Through it, you can put the Piram and then you can deal with the mobile easily by placing the processor and carried out some operations on it. In some cases, you can need dedicated files that are not protected. Because you can go beyond the authentication process and complete your work in the mobile, this is a quick explanation of the topic in a very brief way. If you want to know more information, you can see the videos in which we explain dealing with source. And know how to overcome the approval through and know how the process is completed, and I hope that I will be your help. And we go to the question that is after that, and who says, if someone came down to the generation program, can you choose the pictures for me? Yeah Pasha, the brick generation process in iPhone devices in general. Its main goal is to overcome the restrictions imposed by a company that is subject to the operating system, and this is the definition of the brick simply in short. It is similar to a little routine operations in the Android system, but for your question, the jailbreak makes you powers to reach the roots of the system and modify some files and download applications from outside the store before the second important features, which can be used wrongly. But it does not mean that the iPhone only has a brick generation, so you will be a picture of all of it that steals, meaning the presence of the generation without someone who uses its properties and exploits it. It is not enough, and what is necessary after the process of the feedback generation, which uses second tools, so that it can be adjusted in the system, if it is a professional, whether the tools are offline or toll online and tied to servers. We will meet us on the channel here many videos of the methods of making the generation of different iPhone models and also for different versions of iOS, and you can cancel from the mobile with an excellent for what you work for the iPhone of your iPhone. In the event that you were suspicious that there is a need that is not confused with you in this, so that you will return to the form of its original condition and without any adjustments to it, and I hope to be your death. And let us be satisfied with this time, because of the video time, it does not get more than that, and we complete the response to the rest of the questions in the videos that come, God willing. Of course, if you benefited from the explanation, you will not forget to do the Blake and subscribe to the channel and do the bell to receive all the new videos first, Paul, and see the good of the video that comes, God willing. Peace.